Hello everybody and welcome to Whiskey Business. Tonight I am making one of those just ultimate comfort meals, at least in my opinion. It is shepherd's pie. Instead of the traditional vegetables though, the peas, the carrots, the corn, I've got some carrots, but I am going to be going with some Brussels sprouts, celery, carrots like I said, and mushrooms. I'm using ground beef, but you could do lamb, pork, turkey, chicken, whatever you want. And instead of the typical mashed potatoes, I am doing butternut squash. So it's not seasoned for butternut squash right now. So I've done the steamer bags and I'm just going to steam those and then add some milk to it and use that as my mash on top. First things first, we're going to need to chop some vegetables. But before we do that, let's get to the whiskey. So this is Cooperstown Distillery. And it got it because just, cool baseball. But it has kind of a newer taste, but has more of that seasonal typical notes on the whiskey on the back end. So give this a try if you can find it and enjoy. All right, now we are going to get to chopping. One thing I don't have out here, which I need, is my onion. So I'm going to start with my onion, and we are going to first saute up our Brussels sprouts and our carrots because those are going to take the longest. And then once those are getting soft, we'll add our onions and our celery. Now that I've got all my vegetables chopped, also for ratio, you're going to do about 2 cups of all your vegetables. So if you have any leftover or, extra celery, carrots, I highly recommend giving them to your dogs if you have them because they love them. So anyway, in my skillet, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to put in our Brussels sprouts and our carrots first. And once those start to soften, then I'll add my celery and my onions because these vegetables are going to take a little bit longer because they're a little bit harder. I've gone ahead and added my celery and my onion, and along with that I'm adding spices, oregano, parsley, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. And I'm just going to continue to saute this until all of my vegetables get nice and soft. If your vegetables are starting to stick or starting to brown, add a little bit of water or chicken broth. That way they're going to steam versus get crispy because you want these to be soft, steamed, sauteed vegetables versus your browned, crispy type of vegetables. Now that my vegetables are all soft and tender, I still like a tiny little bit of a bite because they're going to continue to kind of steam themselves as I put them off to the side and you're putting them in the oven. We're going to take them from our skillet and put them in our casserole dish, which we'll load up with our ground beef and our mushrooms once those are cooked as well. Now back in my skillet, I added some olive oil, and I've got lean ground beef, but again, you can use lamb, you can even try doing pork or turkey, whichever meat you want to do. Personally, I think the beef will go well, but venture out to something else and try it. We're going to cook this down for a bit, and then once that gets, with just a little bit of pink left to it, we're going to add our seasoning, and then add our mushrooms. Now to my beef, I've added my mushrooms, along with the same seasoning that I put in my vegetables, along with even more pepper and paprika, and then a tablespoon of butter just to keep everything nice and moist in there. Now that my beef and mushrooms are ready, I'm going to add that to my vegetables and we can get started on our butternut squash topping for the shepherd's pie. Now for my mash, I steamed both of those bags of the steamed butternut squash. I added a tablespoon of butter, and then I shredded some cheese. This is optional, but I just thought, everything's better with cheese. So I did a little bit of parm and whatever other hard cheeses I had in my fridge. And then just maybe like a 1/4 to a 1/3 cup of whatever dairy you want. I did a fat-free half and half. You could use cream, you could use milk, almond milk, whatever you're wanting. Just, something to loosen up and give that a creamy consistency. So now I'm going to put this on top and spread this, and then we are going to bake it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes at 400. So here's what it looks like before it goes into the oven. I forgot to mention that I also just added a pinch of garlic powder and the tiniest pinch of nutmeg just for added flavor. You could add sage, you could have whatever you want. You could do this with sweet potatoes instead of butternut squash. I just happened to have that and thought I'd give it a try. So now, like I said, we're going to put this in the oven and bake this for 30 to 40 minutes at 400. And here we have our finished product. You can still see it steaming. I'm trying to blow it off so you can see it in the camera. Anyway, I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. Hit the like, hit the comment section. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like, what you'd like me to see make next. And make sure you hit that bell for notification. And I will see you next time. And here we have our finished product. It is so piping hot, you can see it steaming still. So you can see all those delicious layers in there. This is perfect for families if you're trying to, you know, just anybody trying to get extra vegetables in, packed with vegetables all around, lower on the carbs, but not lacking at all in taste and flavor. So give it a try. Tell me what you like, what you didn't. Hit the like, leave me a comment, hit that bell for notifications, and I will see you next time.